In this demo, we're going to show you how to use PowerPoint so you can embed a PowerPoint presentation inside a screen division. So first I'll go ahead and switch to my campaign and I'll add a new timeline. I'll call it my PowerPoint timeline and use this screen division right here and click on finish. And then I'll switch to toolbox and go to my components and use my external application capture component and put it right here on the green channel. Set it for the full duration of the timeline and double click on it to load up the properties for this component and switch to the external application tab. So over here under the application name property, I'll go ahead and paste this string right here and make some more room so you can see this better. And if you notice, this is the full path to the actual PowerPoint viewer, which you can download for free. So essentially what we're doing here is we're configuring the PowerPoint viewer to go ahead and run in my green channel, which is this channel right here. And for the command line, we'll go ahead and set the /A, which will prompt the PowerPoint to automatically slide from one slide to the next, and also do a /S to tell it to skip the splash screen when it first loads. And next we'll show you how to actually configure your PPT file, your slide presentation. So let's go ahead and switch to PowerPoint. And you see right now I have a slide PowerPoint presentation that's open and I have different slides right here. And when you run this in a presentation, a digital signage presentation, you want to make sure that the slides will automatically switch from one to the next and automatically loop. So all this can be configured and then saved into your PPT file, so the settings will propagate for when you run them in the signage presentation. So let's go and show you how to do that. So we'll go ahead and click on Setup Slideshow in PowerPoint 2007 and make sure that we set this to be Browsed at Kiosk full screen. Also I want to show all my slides, and my resolution should be set to use current resolution. And also very important is using timing if present, so make sure that you select that so we can actually have it scroll automatically from one slide to the next, and click on OK to save the settings. Next we need to set the timing for each slide. So I'm actually going to click on the first slide, press Ctrl A to select all the slides. So now I have all the slides selected, and once they're all selected I'm going to click over here under the animation in PowerPoint 2007, and over here under mouse click I'll check it off and actually check the automatic after. So now it's automatically going to switch from one slide to the next, and I'm going to set this to be 5 seconds. So each slide will show for 5 seconds before moving on to the next slide. And when the last slide is going to be reached, it's going to go back and loop to the first slide again, as I've configured it through this slideshow setup options that I've just set up before. So at this point I'm happy with all my configuration. I can click on Save As and save my PowerPoint to my hard disk. Yes. And next let's go ahead and switch back to our studio. And now what we're going to do is we're going to actually upload the file that we just saved, the PPT file, onto the studio. So I'll go over here under resources, go from local, or of course I can also switch over here to the resources tab if I want to, but that's just a shortcut. And I'll go ahead and upload this PowerPoint file that I just saved to my hard disk and click on File Save to upload it to the server. So I just want to confirm that the file is here, so let's go ahead and type it in the filter, and it's right here, PowerPoint slides. And now I'll go ahead and double click on the component for external application to load up the properties and switch back to the external app just like before. And now what I'll do is I'll go ahead and drag and drop this PowerPoint slide right here just after my last flag. Actually just make one extra space after the A. So essentially what I'm doing is I'm telling the system to run the PowerPoint viewer with these flags right here, and also execute or load this file that I just uploaded to the server. So what's going to happen, this file, this PowerPoint PPT file, is going to stream down to all your remote players and run with these flags right here. So you don't have to go to each machine and copy this PPT file. It's all done through the server. So now I'll go ahead and make sure that I save my configuration. And now I can switch to the client machine and make sure that everything is running just the way it's supposed to. Now you can go ahead and download the PowerPoint viewer from this link right here. And once you download it, you can go ahead and install it on your signage player. So here we have a Windows XP box. So we'll just go ahead and type in the link right here and download the PowerPoint viewer. And this will be the machine that's going to run our signage player. So the download is done. So let's go ahead and install this. And notice that the installation is going to be on the same path that we configured the external application earlier. So now let's go ahead and test it out. So I'll switch back to my studio, go to stations, select my station and click on play. And you see that right here my presentation is running and I have my PowerPoint slides that are sliding automatically every 5 seconds just as I've configured it. Now you'll notice that my slides right here are getting cut off on the corner, and that is because the actual presentation is supposed to run in full screen. But since my PowerPoint presentation is running in screen division, some of the content is getting clipped. So the two options you have is either to resize your slides to match the screen division that they're going to reside in, or simply run your presentation in full screen. And you can go back and forth between the two if you wish. And so there are some limits for using the external application with a PowerPoint viewer. As you saw earlier, we have some clipping issues, and it's really several steps that you have to follow in order for you to set up this PowerPoint as an external application. And so there's actually a better way to get a PPT or a PPTX into our system, and that is to convert it into a native SWF. So I wanted to show you this application called Flashpoint from this website called flashdemo.net. You can go over here to products and check out this Flashpoint application, and for $59 you can buy this converter that installed as a plugin to your PowerPoint application, and will convert all your PPT files into a pure vector-based SWFs that can be natively imported into our Signage Studio. And here you can see my PowerPoint 2007, and I went ahead and installed the Flashpoint plugin. So now I have this option right here, Flashpoint, and if I click on it, I have this option right here to convert this PowerPoint slide into a SWF, into a Flash SWF. So if I click on it, I get this dialog, and I can go ahead and make sure that I have this convert into a single Flash file. I'll click on next, and I'm going to go ahead and select my simple since I don't want to have any toolbars at the bottom, and click on next, and also make sure that I want to loop the presentation. I want to hide the loading page and no border, and click on next. And I don't want any sound, and I can actually set the duration of each slide. Over here I can set the duration for slide 1, slide 2, and so on and so forth, and click on next. And at the end, when I press on finish, it will go ahead and generate this SWF file for me. And now I'm prompted that everything was successfully finished, and at this point I can go ahead and upload the SWF onto the studio and start working with it. So now I'll go ahead and upload that SWF onto our Signage Studio. So I'll go to resources and go plus from local, and go ahead and search for that file. Here's the directory. It's under output. So here's the file that was generated. Click on file save to get it uploaded. So here's the file that was generated. You see it's vector based, so it automatically resizes and always looks good. And it switches a slide every 8 seconds. And when all slides are done, it will automatically loop onto the first slide. So as you can see, you can use both the external application as well as the PowerPoint to SWF converter. We recommend that you use the PowerPoint to SWF converter. It's just a much cleaner approach to work with native SWF files, and it also allows you to create a true vector-based SWF that automatically scales to any screen division size. Thank you very much for watching this, and let us know if you have any questions.